Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to discuss books, most of the time horror books here in this channel. So get your cup of coffee and let's start.
It's coffee time.
So in the month of June, I have learned a couple of things about my TBR pile. One, having a set TBR pile of books helps me to read more, but it also helps me something else, which is to leave myself a little bit of room to add things last minute that I might be craving at that specific time, that specific day. So for the month of July, I'm gonna have a set TBR pile of a couple of books, and if I don't get to all of them because I add new things, it's gonna be fine. But I want to have still a set TBR pile because I do feel like it helps me, and also it helps me to clear my list on NetGalley, things like that, read a couple new releases, read some things I've been meaning to read for a long time. So this is the way that I'm gonna do it from now on. So I have been reorganizing my shelves a little bit. Actually, I just did that yesterday because I wanted to purge some books, books that I know I'm never gonna reread, and books that maybe, were not exactly what I wanted, that were maybe a little bit of a disappointment. And I also had many YA books, like hardcover, nice editions, signed by the author, and there's so many of those that I know I'm not gonna read, or maybe I'll read them, but who knows when, and they're just on my shelves collecting dust. So I'd rather repurchase the book later on, or read it on my Kindle maybe, instead of having the physical books here. And I'm pretty sure that somebody else is gonna be so happy to get a signed, like, special edition of that book, somebody that's gonna cherish it more than I do. So I've been purging a little bit my shelves, leaving space for the new, because I am going to be attending YALC this year. It is a book convention, book event that happens in London, and it's the first time that I'm going the 3 days to be there, to meet people, to meet publishers, and just to have the experience. And I'm really excited but kind of terrified at the same time. So of course I need space, because let's be honest, I'm gonna come full of books. Shout out to my partner that is checking in a suitcase extra just for me so that I can use his suitcase for more books. So that's when you know that you've met the one. And also, if you have not noticed, on the background I am creating a little bit of a Heartstopper shelf over there where I'm gonna put all my books and all my goodies from Heartstopper, because the addiction, it's still very real and I don't think it's ever gonna stop. So I apologize in advance for all of the times that you're gonna see me mentioning Heartstopper from now on. So the first two books that I want to read in the month of July are actually related to YALC, because I'm gonna meet the authors and I still have not read their books. So I feel like I need to try to read these books in like a week so that I'm ready for when I go to YALC. The first author that I'm hoping to meet is Bryony Pierce, and this is her book Cruel Castle. It's part of the Red Eye series, which is YA horror mystery, and I wanted to pick up basically the whole series, so I didn't have this one. It's a newer release, so I decided to pick it up, and only then to realize that this is actually book 2 on a series. So I need to read book 1 first. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've also purchased a book in a series and it was not the first one. So anyways, the other one is actually on the mail, so I don't have it here to show it to you, but I'm gonna be reading Savage Island, which is basically a, it is a story that intrigues me because it has, that trope that I love. It is a millionaire that has this island, and then some teenagers go there because there is this game that they can play to win money. But when they start playing the game, it starts getting dangerous, and some of the other people that are playing the game are starting to basically hunt them down for body parts. I've heard it is pretty intense, that it is pretty mature of a YA horror, so I'm really excited to get into this one, and I'll be reading part 1. I don't know if I'm gonna get part 1 or part 2 signed, because I can only take one book. I don't want to fill my suitcase here already with books that I want signed, so I'm probably just gonna have to pick up part 1 or 2. But I'm really excited to check this one out and then meet the author. And the other book that I want to read is Perfectly Preventable Deaths by Deirdre Sullivan. And fun fact, I actually bought this book in the UK one of the last times that I was there, like a couple years ago, and I still have not read it. So I feel like I really have to read it. The author is going to be there and I would like to get the copy signed, so you know, I want to read it first. All I know is that it's about witches and about two 15-year-old twin girls that move to an isolated town where girls start going missing. That's all I know, and of course I picked it up because it sounded great, and I remember I picked it up in the UK, and here I am a couple years later, still have not read it. So yeah, I feel like it's time. So that was also YA, and now I'm gonna talk about two adult horror books that I would like to read in the month of July, because they've been on my TBR pile for a while, especially this one, which was recommended to me, and I picked it up and it sounds fantastic, and that is Kin by Killian Patrick Burke. And I really wanted to get to this one because it has been compared to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is one of my favorite movie classics, and this is also about a girl that survived the massacre, so it is a final girl, so it kind of ticks all the boxes for things that I like in horror. I'm hoping it's going to be extreme. I think even the family, you know, it's a family of cannibals, it's like an animalistic family, so kind of like Texas Chainsaw. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'll let you guys know what I thought about this one. It's been recommended to me a couple of times. It has a very small print, but I'm hoping to finish this one in July. Also, if it has kind of the same vibe, you know, that kind of like sweaty, hot Texas Chainsaw vibe that makes the movie even more disgusting. And if you know, actually when they were recording the movie, it was disgustingly hot as well, and there's a lot of things that were extremely gross on set going on. There is so many things that went wrong while filming Texas Chainsaw, but anyways, I'm not gonna bore you with that. It's just I really like the movie, and I just, you know, take any chance to talk about it. But yeah, really excited about this. And the other one is actually a horror novella that my friends gifted me at the end of last year because they wanted to cheer me up when I was so stressed with my moving, and that is Only the Saints Remain by Ross Jeffrey. And this one has been really loved by the horror community. The author is really active on Twitter, so I've been following all of that up, and I really want to get to it. All I know is that it tells a story about two brothers that after the mother dies, three abusive uncles move into their home to take care of them. So it deals with, you know, abuse, so triggers for that. And yeah, I don't know exactly what to expect because I haven't really seen many in detail reviews. I like to go into my books with knowing just like the main plot, like a little bit vague. So I'm hoping to really love it as much as everybody else seems to love it. Then I decided it is time for me to read one of those books that I have been pushing, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I really wanted to get this one last year and I couldn't, so I feel like I need to push myself and finally read it because I want to read Gallant, but I also want to read this one first, OCD. And I stayed away from all kind of spoilers, so all I know about this book is that it is based in 1714. I think it has something to do with France, and it has something to do with a woman that makes a deal or a pact in order to be immortal, and that's all I know. And obviously that comes with a price. That's all I know. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna read anything else and just go into it. I know that this one is not horror, a mystery. I think it is romance, fantasy, and it is YA, so it's not like I'm expecting here anything like a horror or a thriller, so I won't be disappointed when it comes to that. But I've always enjoyed V. Schwab's stories and characters and the way she writes the characters, so I'm just hoping to really enjoy this one as well. Then I have two books that I got ARCs from NetGalley, and I'm gonna be reading them in July since they are also being released in July. The first one is They Drown Our Daughters by Katrina Monroe, and this is horror fantasy. It has been compared to Jennifer Mahanon and to Silvia Moreno Garcia, and it is supposed to be part of a modern gothic story and also a classic ghost story, but it's a book that is also going to explore the depths of motherhood and identity and how women are trying to keep hold of both. I'm really excited about this one. Yeah, so I'll report back and I'll let you guys know what I thought of it. I think the setting is also kind of like an isolated, cold place, so I'm here for it. And the other one is The Last Storm by Tim Leben, and this one I picked up because it's a sci-fi horror, and it's supposed to be kind of like a road trip through America in a post-apocalyptic world, so I am like, that sounds like fun. From what I understand, basically humanity are struggling since we basically got no more water, no more rain, so people have been struggling with not having anything to eat, plus the whole world has become kind of like a desert. And there are some people that were called rainmakers, and they were supposed to help by making rain basically, but it was more a curse than a gift. And when they tried to do that, scorpions and snakes and things like that would appear, something like that. That's all I know. Sorry for being vague, but I don't like to dig too much into everything that's gonna happen, because sometimes long synopses, like I always say, have spoilers. They might not intend to, but they might, you know, tell you way too much. They might reveal a tick too much for my taste. So that's what I'm gonna, you know, I guess we'll just dive into it, and I'll let you know in my wrap up what happened. Alright you guys, so these are all the books that I put specifically on my TBR pile for July. But as I've mentioned before, I might make some changes, I don't know, and I might end up adding some things since revisiting the whole Heartstopper franchise. I'm calling it a franchise now because there's graphic novels, there's novellas, there's everything at this point. So basically, I'm just in a mood for some rom-coms. They're giving me so much comfort at the moment, so I'm embracing it. So I might add some rom-coms here and there as well in the month of July. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, you guys. Let me know what you thought about the books that I have mentioned. Have you read them? And let me know what are you most excited for in the month of July. What are you going to be picking up? Let's talk about in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much as always for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!